What's up guys, it's your boy Dekkster here, and these are going to be the top decks of the month for September. The meta hasn't completely stabilized yet, but it is less volatile than, weeks before, but, still proceed with caution. All this information is from Vicious Syndicate. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just like their report, so definitely check them out in the description below, and, big thanks to them for doing all this data mining and everything. So for class archetype distribution, we can look at ranks 4 to 1 here, and we can see there's a lot of Warlock going on, followed by Rogue, Hunter, then Druid. I felt like usually there's a lot more Druid on the ladder, but I guess it's mostly Warlock. I'm guessing because Zoo Warlock's a little bit easier to pick up, so a lot of people are playing it. But yeah, it seems to be mostly Cube Hunter, Odd Rogue, and Zoolock. We look at Legend, number 1 is actually Rogue, then Druid, then Warlock, and then a Hunter. And there's a lot of Quest Rogue up here. Quest Rogue is really good right now, at least on the Legend ladder. It's not played too much ranks 4 through 1. I'm not sure the reason behind that. Maybe people just aren't as comfortable. Maybe the deck's a little bit harder to pilot. Not sure, but yeah, lots of Quest Rogue once you're actually at Legend, but it seems to be falling off in play a little bit compared to last week where it seemed like the meta break. So here's class frequency by week, and it kind of looks a little bit messy. I actually prefer to look at by day for now, since the meta is constantly changing. This is a spread from August 7th to August 28th, and you can see Warlock had that huge uptick in play and has slowly been declining, but recently is kind of coming back here. Rogue slowly creeping up there, but maybe that's going to start going down since less people are playing Quest Rogue now. Druid has been pretty constant. Hunter seems to be going up. Mage pretty constant as well. Warrior starting to do a little bit better. People realizing the strength of Odd Warrior. Priest not getting too much love. Paladin also not getting too much love. Shaman starting to fall off a little bit too, because the most promising looking list, Ike's Shaman, kind of started getting suppressed by Quest Rogue. Quest Rogue would just kind of blow it out of the water. So because you're seeing so many Quest Rogues, Shaman's falling off. So we can see the matchup win rates here. Green is good, red is bad. You know how to read this thing. Pause the screen if you want, or just check out their website. But power rankings, rank 4 to 1. If you want to stick with a tier 1 deck, it's looking like Token Druid, Cube Hunter, Odd Warrior, and Quest Rogue are going to be your choices. Those are the main 4. Of course, Taunt Druid's still good. Big Spell Mage, Odd Paladin, Odd Rogue, Seeker, Hunter, Zoo, Lock, Mally, Druid, and even Lock. Once you go to Legend, pretty much the same thing. Token Druid, Cube, Hunter, Odd Warrior, and Quest Rogue are all tier 1. So maybe pick one of those up, master it, and you should be seeing positive win rates. I know Malygos Druid seems a little bit low tier 2, but I'm constantly seeing a lot of Malygos Druid high up on the Legend ladder. I just feel like maybe it's difficult to pilot. That's why it's usually just in higher Legend, because if you can master that thing, you're gonna do great. So we can look at Metascore here. Ranks 4 to 1. You can see the further to the right, the more powerful it is. The y-axis is going to be how much people are actually playing it. So Token Druid, really strong, really powerful. Not too many people playing it, so maybe you want to jump on that Token Druid train. Then right behind it, we have Cube Hunter followed by Odd Warrior. If we look at Legend, we can see Token Druid again, 100 on the power meter, but not being played too much. However, Cube Hunter, very strong as well, but played a ton. And then Odd Warrior, strong, played a little more than Token Druid, a little less than Hunter. I personally like going for the thing that's most to the right, but also pretty far down, which in this situation actually seems to be Token Druid. Maybe I'll pick up some even Shaman in the future. But yeah, Token Druid seems to be insanely good. So I'm gonna go through all these classes, gonna try and pick one cool deck from each one that I find interesting. Doesn't mean it's the best deck or anything, so I'm sorry if I don't cover, Spiteful Druid or something like that. I just haven't had much success with it, or I haven't been seeing it on ladder. I want a quick reminder that I do stream on Twitch Monday through Friday, sometimes weekends as well. I'm starting at 6 a.m. Pacific, and kind of just running on until I get hungry or tired or something. But yeah, okay. Let's get into it. Here we got Rogue. We actually have Quest Rogue. We have Sipiwi's Quest Rogue. I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong. Quest Rogue is back, guys. You might have to remake your quest because this thing is, you probably dusted it. You thought you'd never see it again. It got nerfed, but it's back. It's powerful, and it's somewhat frustrating to play against. The main thing that makes this so good seems to be the Giggling Inventor, because if you're able to plop that down after your quest is complete, you get 3 dudes for 5 mana, and 2 of them have divine shields. That seems pretty strong to me. Plus, if you have your inventor down and then you just throw a Sonya and you run, you know, your Giggler in, you get another one for super cheap. It's very common for people to complete the quest on the Giggling Inventor. So Giggling Inventor just strengthens this so much. If there ends up being a nerf to Giggling Inventor, I mean, it isn't like 50% of decks right now. Maybe Quest Rogue's gonna fall out or something. But you know the plan here. You just nut out getting Sonya maybe, and then you shadow step that, you throw it down, you complete your quest with charges or whatever, just seems to be the best in that situation. And then all of a sudden your opponent can't constantly deal with your board and you're gonna win. So Quest Rogue is back, Quest Rogue is strong. Check out Quest Rogue if you have it. Odd Rogue also doing great, but Quest Rogue seems to be the #1 rogue deck right now. And that could change. The meta might adapt. So be cautious crafting Quest, but at the same time, seems to be a good choice. That'd be crazy if they end up nerfing it again, huh? Okay, so for Druid, I'm gonna go over 2 different lists. We got Malygos Druid here. This seems to be one of the better lists for Malygos. Not running Florists, it's just running Twig because no one is actually running Weapon Destruction. We are running 2 MCTs here, and the main thing that kind of brings this all together seems to be that Floop. You know, you drop Mally, they kill it, who cares? You got Floop to follow up with. Or maybe just go Mally, break the Twig, you can play the Floop, you can swipe. So much versatility here. This deck is hard to pilot. You're gonna have to sink a few hours into this until you're properly playing it. But the best list right now seems to be Token Druid. I say best as in best Druid, but also just best in general. The highest power ranking, the meta breaker, if you will, is just the Token Druid. There are different variations of this running around. Vicious Syndicate is saying this is the standard token, so maybe this is the one. I'm personally running one with Strong Shell Scavengers, as well as a Floop and some Chain Gangs, but they all have, you know, the same kind of play style in a way. You flood the board maybe with your Wisps, you can hit it with the Soul of the Forest or something, and then it's difficult for your opponent to deal with the board. You hit it with a couple Savage Roars, maybe a Branching Path, maybe Power of the Wild, and you punch them in the face. Giggling Inventor is also great here, as it makes 3 guys for 5 mana. You can kind of just slam a couple of these down and then hit them with the Roar. And if your opponent doesn't deal, great, you win. Playing against Zoo, your opponent goes wide or something, just hit him with the Plague. Following turn, you know, buff them up, smack them in the face. So this is just a really strong one. Mess around with it, see which one kind of fits your play style. Once again, I like running Floop, I like running Scavengers, but Vicious Syndicate is saying this is the one. So for Warlock, it seems like Even's kind of falling behind. I don't know why no one's playing it too much anymore. I still feel like it's a solid list, but I guess the stats say otherwise. Doomguard Zoo seems to be one of the better choices here. We are running the Kelly, which if you can manage to put Kelly out onto, your win rate goes up a ton. But I mean, maybe the dream here is you get a couple Flame Imps out, you heal your face, you get some free Happy Ghouls, you know, maybe you land a Soul Infusion on your Doubling Imp, maybe you land it on your Chain Gang, you throw that out there, opponent can't deal with it, you hit it with a Fungalmancer. Yeah, it's just very aggressive, and it's frustrating again to play against if your opponent just seems to have everything going right. It's also relatively cheap as far as lists are right now. You can maybe drop the Kelly for some other 2-drops like a Hamunk or some Direwolf Alphas or something like that. If you wanted a little bit more budget, it's not going to perform as well, but you're on a budget, so you know. All right, Cube Hunter, another one of the strongest lists out there. This is the standard Cube Hunter. We're running Keleseth in this one as well. This thing can just nut so good, boys. You can drop the Devil Soar Egg, you can hit it with some Play Deads, maybe you go Coin Egg into a Terrascale Stalker or something like that, maybe you go Egg Coin Play Dead, maybe you cube it after that. I don't know, maybe you cube your Grizzlies against an aggressive list and then they just can't get through those big old bears. Maybe your opponent plays a Plague and then you just hit them with a Mossy Horror. Maybe your Katharina just pulls out something huge and your opponent can't deal with it. Plus you got Rexar in there for that Build a Beast flexibility. This is definitely a strong list if you're looking for something to climb really smoothly. I'm a big fan of this one. Plus those Spider Bombs they're so difficult to play around. I really like that card. I mean, I like it when I'm playing it, not when I'm playing against it. And yeah, this one's expensive. There's a lot of niche legendaries in there like Crush, Katharina, and Shaw, but if you have those cards, I definitely recommend checking this one out. So we got ZachO's Odd Warrior here. Quest Odd Warrior seems to be maybe an upcoming contender here for top warrior list, sort of dropping the boom and assembly package for quest just so you have a more of a win condition. This one just kind of tries to outlive your opponent. You almost go to fatigue with this. You just have so much value. You draw games on, you go Mega Assembly. Now all those are going to have rush. You can throw Elise down. You can put some Direhorn hatchlings so you get more cards in your deck. And these just end up being, 20-minute games. So if you're into that, definitely check this one out. But if you don't have Boom and Assembly and you're thinking of crafting this, there are quest versions that may end up being better. I'm not sure. There's not enough testing yet. It's still relatively early into the expansion. So be careful crafting this one. But it does seem very strong. So if you have the cards, definitely try it out. So we got Boomsday, Aluneth, Mage here. For a more updated version, maybe you should just look at APX Void's Twitter or something like that. He's always tinkering with the list, always hitting high legend. But the one Vicious Syndicate shows here has Thalnos in it. It's also running Luna. We've got the Cosmic Anomalies in here for that extra reach. Shooting Star is great when comboed with your Anomaly, so you can clear boards. Then, Luna just, the cycle is insane. Your opponent needs to deal with Luna or else you're probably going to win. We are running only one counterspell in here, and people are starting to expect only one counterspell, so maybe that's when it's best to throw a second counterspell in there. I'm not sure. But this list seems really strong. If you're playing against someone like an Odd Warrior, though, you're probably going to lose. They just have too much armor gain. Maybe against a Druid that can draw the right armor cards, you're also going to struggle again. But this seems to be the best Mage list right now. Not seeing much big Spell Mage action, although I still feel like maybe that's going to come back. But if Quest Rogue's on the ladder, you're probably not going to see too much big Spell Mage. So once again, Shaman looking kind of disappointing, but we do have Ike's Midrange Shaman right here, which still seems to be one of the better lists. But if you're seeing Quest Rogue, maybe you don't want to try this one out. But if you're not, try it, man. Maybe ranks 5 to 1, trying to go for that legend. Maybe this will be a fun one because there doesn't seem to be too much Quest Rogue there, but proceed with caution. This also seems somewhat difficult to play. Maybe it just has a high skill cap. You need to know when to evolve things, and there's just a ton of different options. So I really love this list. Being able to get so much value out of playing your Chain Gang, maybe your Giggling, maybe your Fungalmancer, and then evolving those. They usually turn into something huge, which feels great. You could throw Thrall down, evolve things twice, and then after that, if you play Shutterwalk, you're going to evolve things again because it's going to re-trigger Thrall's Battle Cry. We also have Electra with the Lightning Storm here, which is a great board clear, or maybe you end up using it with some like a Lightning Bolt just for a lethal. Corridor Creeper is also sometimes like a 1 mana 8-drop or something like that, just comboing it with Unstable Evolution. Usually pretty good. So much value in this list. Love this list, but once again, some of the matchups are just rough. Paladin in kind of a rough spot. We do have Odd Paladin, which seems to just be outclassed by other aggro lists. But this mech synergy is not bad. Odd Paladin isn't terrible. It's just why play it over something like, I don't know, Odd Rogue, Zoolock, Token Druid, like all those other things. Glotrons, because they're 1/3 body, they're kind of like a dire mole. And then you got Mechrus in here, just because they're 1/1s that also spawn a 1/1, they're kind of sticky. Glotron has a little bit of synergy due to the magnetism. Maybe you throw it on an Inventor or something like that. Or not an Inventor, but the Annoyotron. But the main thing is go wide, hit your board with the level up, hit them with a Divine Shield weapon or something like that, and just overwhelm your opponent. Pretty much the same game plan. So the worst class of all, unfortunately, seems to be Priest. I know Tyson, some people were trying out a combo Priest, having decent success with that, but the statistics don't seem to be there to back it up. Maybe people just aren't trying enough Priest, messing around with enough things. And Vicious Syndicate is saying this is one of the better Priest lists. APM Priest is fun, it's difficult to play, it's rewarding when you pull it off, but it just seems to have low win rate. Not because people play it wrong, although a lot of people do play it wrong. It's just hard to not die sometimes. They're calling Mechathune a meme as well. But yeah, I guess Control Priest might be the direction to go. We're kind of running the same control stuff, except we're adding Giggling Inventor just because it's such a broken card. But yeah, you just deal with your opponent, you start screaming the board, you can clear the board, you Alex them in the face, you Anduin, and you just constantly ping them. This thing's probably going to struggle against things that just constantly get armor. Maybe not too good against Warrior, maybe not too good against Druid. And maybe those screams are enough to kind of, mess with the token druids right now. So this is personally my favorite Priest list. Definitely look into some combo lists or something like that, but Priest just seems to be struggling in general. So hopefully next expansion will be a little bit better, or maybe like a new sort of archetype or build will come up. It just kind of makes Priest better. That's gonna be it for this top decks video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, the information is from Vicious Syndicate. Thank you to them. Once again, I do stream on Twitch Monday through Friday starting at 6 a.m. Pacific. Go ahead and follow me over there. I would definitely appreciate that. Good luck on the ladder and stay hydrated, guys. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up.